Atlus had recently made an announcement that they were going to be porting over a PlayStation 3 title over to the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita. This was being speculated on as a rumor had started floating around that Atlus was going to be doing something with a popular title, and this of course was Catherine. Now, Catherine, for those of you who do not know, is made by the same team that made the Persona games. But for those of you who have played it, you already know what you can expect from Catherine. But for those of you who do not, or those of you out there who have come in from Persona 5 and want to consume more Atlus games, may be a little bit confused as to what this game is. So let's go in and first kind of talk about what Catherine adds, for those of you who already know what this game is. Catherine is just an enhanced port, basically, of the game that was originally on the PlayStation 3, being ported over to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. This is also going to mark the first time that the game will be in a handheld form, so you can take it on the go. And trust me, this is one of those games that is going to be convenient to have to take on the go, because there's quite a bit in these games to do, and it's one of those games you can pop in for 10, 15, 20 minutes, play it through, and then stop. But on that note there, let's talk about what Catherine actually adds into this. So according to the article, Catherine adds a completely new female character, a new girl that you can pick, and her name is Rin. You know, we got to go with that Catherine, R-I-N theme, because, you know, Catherine, and that's kind of the gist of what it is and what we're getting. As for that, that's pretty much all I really know about the game. There's not, and I'm sure this new girl's going to be dateable. This is going to be something that they throw in there, you know. Atlus ports usually tend to do this whenever they port them over to a new system. They tend to add some new features to it. So that's nothing new. They did it with Persona 3 when they added the female character. They did it with Persona 4 when they added the extra female party member. And they've done it with some other things where they've added some things to the enhanced ports, such as the FES version of Persona 3, where they added some extra social links, one with Elizabeth in the Velvet Room. So this is nothing new to Atlus. But let's go ahead and hop into it, guys, and explain just what the hell Catherine is for those of you who are really unfamiliar with this title. First and foremost, what I want to say, those of you coming in from Persona 5 expecting an RPG, you are going to be sadly disappointed, because Catherine is not an RPG. But that still doesn't mean that it's not fun. It is a puzzle-based game. Now, the concept of the gameplay is to move these blocks around, so to speak, so you can continuously climb this tower. And that's kind of what happens at night when the characters go to bed. And this, I'll get into the story here and a little bit of how that sets up here in just a moment. But the gameplay really shifts between two different cycles, as you've got the night where you have to climb up this tower, get to the end of it, you know, eventually defeat the boss up at the end of the tower, and go back to your day-to-day life. Now, the game also has some social aspects, very similar to what you kind of expect from a Persona game, as Vincent spends a lot of time in this bar called the Sleeping Sheep or something like that, or the Stray Sheep, that's what it is, the Stray Sheep, and you can interact with the different people inside the bar and talk to them and kind of get to know their backstory and kind of try to save everybody. So it definitely has some elements in there, some other social aspects, but it's not as heavily implemented as it is in Persona. So going back to what Catherine actually, the story of Catherine, for those of you who may be curious, Catherine puts us in the hands of a 32-year-old man named Vincent Brooks. Vincent lives by himself in an apartment. He's just gotten a new job. and he's been dating his longtime fiance, Catherine with a K, for quite some time now. Catherine wants to settle down and get married. Well, things are turned into a completely different ball when a younger blonde girl named Catherine with a C comes to the bar and talks to Vincent. A few drinks later, Vincent ends up in bed with this girl named Catherine, and his life starts to spiral out of control as this girl continuously comes to the bar and continuously hits on him. This is made worse by the fact that Catherine with a K says that she is pregnant, and Vincent's world starts to spiral out of control as he starts to have dreams about this as he climbs the tower every night, and we really get to see Vincent blossom as a character from this wonderful little story arc. The game handles it very, very well. It has a very mature nature to its themes. Something Persona has always been good at, Atlus has always been good at, but it does very well about tackling a more mature kind of setting with this. You know, the fact this is a puzzle game, make no mind, this game is rated mature for a reason. This game does have some very sexual innuendo. It doesn't have any nudity or anything like that. That's something the devs just don't add in there. That's part of Japan's culture, I guess, from my understanding. But it is nonetheless a game that you should look into because it was a very awesome game for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I kind of feel like that the game didn't get the love that it deserved on the PlayStation 3. It was one of those games that was it was an underrated classic. So it's nice to see this get a port, and I'm hoping with this port, maybe we can get a Catherine 2. Although, I don't really know how they could do a Catherine 2. Maybe use a girl whose name can be the same thing. You know, maybe have Caitlin and Caitlin. I don't know. But it's definitely worth a pickup. I thought this was pretty exciting news. I absolutely enjoyed Catherine on the PlayStation 3. It was one of my favorite games from that system. I absolutely adored what Catherine tried to go for, and it was a nice little step away Japanese game from a lot of the others. And the score is composed by Soji Meguro, longtime composer of Shin Megami Tensei Persona series. So you do have that to look forward to as well. But this is my thoughts, my opinions on this. I wanted to bring this news to you guys because I love Atlus and I love this game, and I really think it does deserve a lot more attention. But nonetheless, I am excited to hear this. So yeah, this has been a news update, guys. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links down below in that description box. Be sure to hit subscribe there for me to keep up to date with all of my content. Check out more video game news, see my thoughts on the video game news, and most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. The Spoony Bard is checking out.